Hello and welcome to League of Legends Advanced Tutorial with me. I am Furion, I am your host, and in today's topic I'd like to talk about the secrets of warding and map awareness. As you probably did notice, I got myself a haircut recently. Here is a picture of me before and after. Yeah, I had the long hair for like 8 years now, so it's kinda refreshing to have it cut again. But anyways, back to the topic. About warding. The whole concept of warding can be explained reasonably easy by answering a following question. What do I want to ward? We can break down this question further into two sub-questions. Where do I want to ward and when do I want to ward? This means that a correctly placed ward must be placed not only at some specific location, but also at a specific time. In other words, every word has to have a purpose. If you know what do you want to word, then you are able to place them efficiently. Also, I'd like to talk about a very common misconception about warding. Warding the map and map awareness are two totally different things. When you are playing, you don't want to have full map warded, you want to have full map awareness. Now, map awareness is a state of mind when you know what is going on the map without having vision, or with very little vision. Now, this is where the wards come in handy. They grant you vision of certain areas of the map, therefore improving your map awareness. You should look at warding as a complementary thing to your map awareness. It is crucial to know that it doesn't work the other way around. The reason is simple. It is technically very unlikely that you'll have enough wards toward the entire map. Even if you do so, it still doesn't matter if you don't focus on enemy movement. They will catch you anyways if you don't focus. Bear in mind that having map awareness is a continuous process. Even when you are dead, you should keep track of enemy champions' movement. Many people just alt tap when they die and go check their Facebook or whatever. Then they respawn, go back to the lane, and die again because they didn't keep track of the jungler. And he came from the other side. Like, if they only keep track that he switched the position from the left-hand jungle to the right-hand jungle, perhaps they would be in a better position to fend him off. Okay, let's go into some technicalities of where to ward. I will describe the most efficient places to ward in every lane. Okay, so let's talk about warding the blue buff. Actually, there are 3 different spots in these brushes when you can ward the blue buff, and each of them will have a different effect. One spot is over here, one spot is over here, and the other spot is somewhere from here to here. Now, let's talk about those specific positions. In the early game, you don't want to ward over here or here, because let's see what happens. Of course there is someone in these brushes, my friend, but don't mind it. It's just about the position of a ward. When I place a ward here, yeah, you can see that I actually don't see the blue buff. I see only the movement from here to the wolves and to this path to middle, but I don't see the blue buff itself. Therefore, it is not good to ward in the early game in this place, because it's not very likely that this information that someone from mid lane is coming through here is important. It's important in like 20 minutes when this lane is pushing hard, and if you want to guarantee that you have vision of incoming enemies, then this is a correct place to ward. But in the early game, this is a bad decision. Okay. Now the other ward placement would be somewhere here. Yeah. It grants you the vision of the blue buff, but it doesn't grant you the vision of this passage. And in the early game, it's totally not important. Now we also have a solution that tries to utilize the utilities of this ward and this ward position, but it doesn't really work, since if you ward in the middle, you don't really have the vision of the passage, and you don't have the vision of the blue. If, for example, the Amumu would like bandage toss from here to here, which is a common practice, then this ward would give you absolutely no information. Okay, another place to ward, a very popular place to ward, is somewhere in this area. We have several locations to ward here. The most common one is to ward somewhere like here. I don't really like this ward placement, since what this information does give you. Sure, it gives you the information if the jungler is coming from here, then you can see him. If the jungler is coming from here, then you can see him. But if the jungler is coming from this side, then you don't actually see him. So, in my opinion, this ward doesn't give you that much information. I think there are better positions to ward there. Okay. Now, where I personally prefer to ward is towards a little bit deeper, like here. What does this information give me? I still can see when the jungler is coming from here. I still can see when the jungler is coming here. And I also see when the jungler is doing the raids. Sometimes I manage to make a raid steal. Also, I have a very important information from this position. I see whether jungler, after doing the raids, is going upwards, most likely towards red, or is going to gank. This way, he's going to gank me. This way, he is going to gank top. So this ward actually gives you a lot of information. You can also ward like here, but I don't really like the position of this ward in early game, because you don't have the actual HP of raids shown, and as I said before, sometimes it is possible to manage a raid steal, and it sets a jungler reasonably behind, and if you can do it for free, then why not try it? But the worst thing about this ward placement is that your vision ends here. Therefore, you don't know whether if jungler, after finishing his raids, if he's going this way, he can go here, he can go here and gank you, he can go here and go top. Another position to ward would be somewhere here. Now, there are actually also two positions to wards in these rushes. You can ward either here or here. Now, in early game, I think it is more important to ward the buffs. So if you want to have the vision of the buff, you have to place your ward like here. If you place your ward here, you won't have the vision of the red buff. Okay, because this topic of warding is actually quite vast and I want to still make it in one episode, I've decided to cut the content into 3 parts, so this is the end of part 1, and see you in part 2.